probably going to be all right. We're trying to get everything straight, and Queen Victoria and her beautiful self is getting it together down there in the do they call that the lower third? I feel
Yep.
like I feel like that's the lower third tonight. But how you guys?
I'm the
Ruth,
lower third, all right.
Ruth, you doing okay tonight?
I'm good. I'm well.
Good. You good? Victoria, I
Mhm.
know you're still kind of getting it together right there, but you know what? You look like you're all set up, and
I'm just gonna be still for and I don't want nothing else to fall. It's
and it won't, and it will be well. It will be well. It will be well. We already got somebody on the line tonight, and that's Nikayetta, and we're glad to have her on with us.
because
Get it together and get straightened out. You all got your weekend review all lined up. I
best
think
as it can be.
decide to do. Did I decide to go first and then you, Ruth, and then Victoria?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
I don't know whether we decided that or you just took advantage of my memory lapse.
Ah, I think she did. I think she did, Elder.
I think I think she did too. But we're gonna do me and Ruth, and then Victoria. You'll come in, and you'll do the first part of our guest's profile bio, and Ruth will do the second part,
Sounds good.
and we will go on from there. We've got some exciting stuff to talk about tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I feel good about it. I feel good about it. Good about it. Good about it. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I did think of something that was good news for me. For my
In addition to the other part?
hmm?
In addition to what else you were going to share?
Yes,
All right.
yes, yes,
Thank
Awesome.
you.
yes, yes,
Awesome. I have nothing, so y'all go for it.
yes, yes.
No,
Y'all go for
no, no, no.
Okay, folks,
Okay,
you ready
folks,
to
you
go?
ready to go?
it.
Yep.
Ready to go.
All right, here we
All
go.
right, here we go.
Okay. Thanks, Alan. Hey,
Hi.
good evening, everybody, and welcome to Authors Up. Ready to give it a new name, but welcome to Authors Up. You know what? I gotta say this because our little theme music just makes me feel good, and I
Yeah,
have
it
Yeah.
does.
my own little
Yeah.
dance party every Sunday night. One of these
Yep.
Sundays, I'm gonna invite y'all to my little dance party because I really have a good time when that music comes on Sunday.
Yes.
I
I
think
like
we
it
can
too.
all say we all
Yes,
do. Yes.
yes,
I
yes.
love it.
My thanks to Bertrand Curtis. He is the master, and he came up with that theme music for us, and we are grateful, grateful, grateful. So,
Yep.
how you doing, Miss Ruth? You good?
I am good. I'm well. I'm feeling better.
Awesome,
All
awesome.
right.
Sounding better. You looking good, girl?
Thank
You
you. Thank
Uh,
you. Yeah,
yeah,
got the
Look at
hair
the
done. Yes.
earbobs, put the earbobs on.
Yep.
And Queen Victoria, how might you be this
I
evening?
am okay tonight, darlings. I am okay.
Hey, very good, very good. We are very, very happy to know that. Very happy to know that. And we are going to get started like we usually do and have our week in review. And I'm going first this week.
Okay.
All right.
I got a couple of things. I am excited about an interview that I have coming up. I've got a guest coming up on When Life Speaks, and
Mm-hmm.
I put it out there when I get the date and everything. I don't really want to tell you too much about it, but last week on the 11th of February, I had the opportunity to go with a group of ladies from our church to see Dream Girls.
Mm.
Was amazing. It was amazing. What made it even more amazing was the fact that one of the people in the performance was a young man who was our praise and worship leader at the River Church, and his name is Gerard Williams. And we went to support him and see him, not to mention the fact that that's one of my favorite movies and plays. I actually went to New York to see it when it was first
Wow.
released. I took my niece, believing that everybody should have at least one Broadway experience,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
taking her to the original cast. So it was good to see him, good to support him. And he's going to come on When Life Speaks, which is my Thursday night program. I don't have the date yet. He's looking at his rehearsal schedule because we're going to talk about dreams deferred.
All right. That sounds
But
wonderful.
he's going to have a lot of insight on that topic
Yes.
to keep everybody posted so they'll know what to do. So that was my part one. Part two, I am making plans and talking with contractor about putting a studio in the house so that I won't have to deal with lights and crazy stuff that I have to deal with all the time. My ring light situation is always a surprise. Surprise every week, every program. I never know what it's going to look like. So hopefully that is going to manifest, and I will keep you all posted about that. But I almost forgot. I got the greatest birthday gift.
Oh.
Somebody gave me a new laptop.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay.
oh, I'm so excited. My little iPad had just worn itself out.
Oh,
So I have a new laptop and I'm going to be busy getting someone to show me how to get it all set up.
that is nice though.
Should I expect a call?
From the Virgin Islands. Welcome. Welcome. Thank you for joining Authors
Absolutely.
Tonight. Thank you. Thank you. Did you say something mean to me about my laptop?
I did not. I just asked if I should expect a call. You
Oh,
said you were going to talk.
absolutely.
Okay,
Are you kidding me?
I was reading in between the lines. That's all. I just wanted to make
I
sure.
said I had it. I didn't say I was on it yet.
Okay. You
Guarantees
did.
you
You
a
did.
phone call. Guarantees you a phone call. Let's see who else has joined us tonight. Linda is in the house with us tonight. And Francina, hey Francina, how are you doing? How are you doing? Glad to have you in the house as well. So that was it for my weekend review, my update. I am immersed in finalizing books and venues and contractors and all that stuff for the dates coming up, and I'll keep you all posted about that as well.
I have one
Sounds
question.
fun.
Yes.
Where's the studio going to be? In the basement or in the
Mhm.
basement? Oh, that's nice.
And I'm trying to work it out so that I don't want it to be, I want it to be semi-permanent.
Mhm.
Oh,
Because if I sell the house, I want to be able to take it down. I don't want it to be something that would make somebody think they've got to do major construction or anything like that. But I have the space to do it, and I'm pretty settled on what I want and how I want it, and I've been getting some help on the kind of lighting that I can can use. I don't necessarily have to have the big umbrellas and all of that. There's some other stuff that I can do. So I'm looking forward to feeling like I'm going to work in one place again. So I'll keep you posted and I'll take pictures, child, when it comes.
Yeah, of course.
I'll
Of
share. I'll
course.
share
Sounds wonderful.
for me. Ruth, what about you? What was going on with you last week?
Well, I had the opportunity yesterday to go to a Shabbat service with uh, I guess friends of our congregation. So, we've been cultivating a relationship, and they invited because we're going to be going on a trip. Some of their members and some of our members are going to be going on a trip soon to DC to just kind of share our cultural heritages, and we got the opportunity to fellowship with them. And I really look. I'm not going to lie. I love the idea that you can go from service to, hey, just go to the next room and it's time for lunch. So, and their lunch was really good and really healthy. And you got to sit and talk. And I got to see a lady that I met like 2 years ago, and we haven't talked since then. But it was just like you got to pick up, and it was really nice. And just even sharing the experience with them. We're Christian and Jewish together in the same room and just sharing their cultural experience and their religious experience was really neat. And then I got to sit in on one of their Bible studies afterward, which is, to me, it was different than any Bible study that I had attended. And it was just, they delved into just two verses for like an hour and a half. And I was like, that's pretty cool. So it was a neat experience. Got to do that. And then my yesterday, and now this was all yesterday. And then it was like, okay, got to get in the car and then drive because we had to go to Paula's book signing. And that is our guest tonight. And I'm not going to talk any further about it because it was just an awesome experience from start to finish. But to bring it to this point was just, I mean, it was the icing on my cake for yesterday. Busy day. I didn't get home till like evening, but it was just awesome,
Yeah.
awesome day.
Good day. Good day.
hmm hmm
And Miss Victoria?
Hey,
How was your week?
week was interesting to say the least. That's some medical news.
Okay.
Had the MRI done on my knee. Y'all know I've been suffering my knee pain for a couple of months now. I have a torn meniscus in that right knee, so
Yeah.
I wasn't quite happy about that. So I'll go to the ortho surgeon this week to find out, if they recommend surgery or not. So that wasn't I didn't like hearing that, but at least now I know what it is.
hmm
And it is not just arthritis, right? So now I know I need to be tender with the knee and whatever. So I'll keep you guys updated. And yesterday was a busy day too. Now it was really, like you say, the icing on the cake because all week I've been kind of fan blah. But yesterday was really nice. I attended a talk and kind of testimony tea for women. And that was before I came over to the book signing. It was really nice just to have women from all ages, all ages and stages. And we got a chance to talk and just fellowship with each other, and I was really happy that space was created just so we could talk a little bit. Ended up talking about how we survived COVID, and what our thoughts were for COVID. And it was just a nice sharing time, and everybody's experience was different, but we all came out of COVID what we're thinking a little different with each one dedicated more to finding out what their passion and purpose is in life and how COVID changed you.
Ooh, pardon me.
Okay. Lift up the trumpets and loud. That's what I thought immediately, but I'm sorry.
Sorry.
And then I too went over we were at Paula's book signing, and so I know we'll share more about that. And it was just an awesome experience. I had tears in my eyes as soon as we walked in the room.
It's
To
beautiful.
see how, it's been 3 years in the making, and to actually hold the book in my hand. And then you guys know from the beginning, I was like, oh, I can't wait to see the cover. But we
Mhm.
got to see the cover finally, and we got to hold the book. It was just like, oh. So, with that said, let me start the intro to our guest for tonight.
Oh, hold on.
We're not finished? We're not
No,
ready?
we have to
Oh, I'm
talk
sorry.
about the journaling
Oh,
challenge.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
my little faux pas last week.
Oh, okay then. All right. We're not going to do that right now. Take it away. I'm finished with my weekend review.
Okay. Okay. So last week, if you tuned in, we are beginning a journaling challenge as of tomorrow. And we had quite a few people sign up. I had my notebook open and then I closed it. And, we just, from our Facebook audience, we had Jennifer Thompson and Leah Gibson, Linda Cooks, Angela Oliphant. And if you're not a part, for those of you who are not a part of our Facebook audience, we just will if you haven't had a chance yet to hear last week's show, I invite you to go on YouTube, or you can download our podcast. Join us on Facebook, or even on Instagram. Um, but we're starting a journaling challenge beginning tomorrow. We are, we've done a couple shows already, but there are different kinds of journals out there. You can do a reading journal, a writing journal. There are so many types and they have so many benefits. We're not going to go into it now, but we just want to get you help. We want to help you get started on your own journaling
Sure.
journey. Yes, too much alliteration there. All right. So we are beginning tomorrow. We're going for 4 weeks through March 19th. So that's Monday to Sunday. Now, I have to admit my little faux pas here, ask for some mea culpas. I sent an email that said, thank you for joining us. You can do your journal weekly or daily. And really, we should have talked beforehand, because we want, most experts will tell you that in order to create a new habit, you have to do it consistently for at the very least 21 days. So,
Right.
what my email should have stated is that we are journaling daily, and that you can decide what kind of journaling you're doing every day. So it's not that you will be doing one type of journal for 4 weeks, it's that you will be journaling every day, and you can do different kinds of journals, because on Sunday you may be doing a prayer or sermon journal. On Monday, you may decide that this is the perfect day to start talking about your feelings, because you're not feeling Monday and you don't want to go back to work. And on Tuesday, you may decide to do a bullet journal. So it's that type of thing. Just take a few minutes out, journal. We will be sending out words of encouragement. We will be just checking in with you guys, see how you're doing. So if you want to participate, and everyone who has joined us, I will send a clarification email out after the show. But if you want to join us, there is still time. And even if you decide tomorrow morning, I need to get started, I should email them. Just email us at authorsup@gmail.com. We welcome everyone, because this is an awesome habit and it's a beneficial habit. And the more, the merrier. It'll be more fun with more people.
There you go.
So, yes.
Nicely done, Ruth.
Thank
Nicely.
you. Thank you.
We forgive you. It's all right.
No,
No stress. No stress.
no stress here. We'll just, next time we know. Okay, let's clarify this to make sure everyone is saying the same thing. Share terminology. I say that a lot at work. I need to say that elsewhere too.
Okay.
Okay, so that's it. Now we can move on.
All right. I can introduce our guest now.
Yes, we
Yes.
can start
Yes.
introducing our
All
guests.
right. I like it when we are in agreement. All right. For tonight, Paula Obie is a native of Orange and Durham counties and the daughter of Elder Samuel B. Obie and the late Reverend Joyce Long Obie and Elder Catherine P. Obie. Paula gave her life to Christ at a young age, and since proclaiming Christ, she has faced many obstacles, but has held on to the scripture in 1 John 4:4 that says, greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. A major life altering event, which was the passing of her mom, Joyce, propelled her into the role of caretaker. It was during this traumatic life change, that Paula learned to use written communication to document her life's journey. It became a lifeline for capturing her feelings and assisting with all of life's movements. Being able to write her thoughts was also the tool to help her embrace God's love, healing, and forgiveness. After graduating from high school with academic honors, Paula later completed her bachelor's degree in business management and then followed that with obtaining her master's in project management in 2012 from Colorado Technical University. Additionally, Paula obtained her doctorate in change management in 2019, also from Colorado Technical University. So she's now a doctor.
Awesome. All right. Her professional career is in the training and development, human resources management, and an independent beauty consultant. She is a devoted woman of God and accomplished singer. Paula loves her family and strives to enhance whatever assignment she has been given. Her goal in life is to live the life such that God would be pleased with all her offerings, and I think He is. Her desire is for others to see God in her life, even when she is not speaking. Paula's professional career includes training and yeah. She's a member of Monument of Faith Ministries in Eden, North Carolina, under the leadership of Elder Lainey Robertson. And we will be right back after the break, and we'll be talking to Paula Obie.
Yeah.
Welcome, Paula.
Hello, hello.
Yay! Welcome, lady.
Oh, it's good to be. It's good to see you.
So it's good seeing
too.
you. And we're finally bringing you on as an
An author. You go, girl.
My goodness, and the feeling is different.
Edit, edit.
Good.
I'm doing well.
So, how does it feel being
It
on?
feels great. I need to make one correction because my pastor will get me if I don't.
Oh,
I actually joined Fisher's Memorial
oh,
since I talked to you and under the leadership of Pastor James Blake.
okay.
Okay.
So I
That
wanted
said,
to
please don't get Paula.
yeah. Oh yeah.
That's
Oh, yeah.
right.
Absolutely awesome, man of God. How does it feel to not have slept for 2 years? No, I'm just kidding. I can say that it's one of those things where I was waiting. You know, you touch the book and you're like staring at it.
Uh-huh.
I touched it and rubbed it, and it's kind of like a little baby, and I stared at it, and then I opened it and I stared at it some more, and it's real, and
Yes.
it's starting to feel real every day.
Uh-huh.
Every day. Now, yesterday it became really real.
Oh,
But I have several of them around me. Just at any time, I can just glance up and
Mhm.
take a look at
Mhm.
them.
You know, they're your calling cards now.
I'm
So people
thinking,
say,
really?
I am a published author. See?
That's it. That's it. Let everybody see it. Let those in Facebook land see it. Can we see it?
oh,
See.
okay, you will.
Uh-huh.
No, that's all right. That's all right. So, all right. So let us talk because now we have mentioned you on the show. It's been a minute since we've had you on
Mhm.
for just to talk about the contest and all of that. But we will start. I mean, because you're no different than any of our other guests. Tell
Thank
us about your book.
Okay, so the book is a love story. It's a love story, and the love story was written during a very difficult time in my life. when I was not even thinking about love or anything like that. My grandmother had just passed. And someone said to me, "You don't look like what you've been through."
Wow.
When I sat down to write, the love story came out of it. So it's a Christian romance. A lot of people are having a little bit of a difficulty trying to figure out, well, what's that? What's a Christian romance? And I said, it's God in a Christian's life.
Right.
Love is God. I reminded them, and God loves us, and our relationships are godly. That's what it's about. So,
All right.
No, and I think you also have to add on, because this was the part that I think really touched me about the book, is that it's not this washed version of Christianity, what it should be. No, it's reality. People are flawed. People make mistakes, and people have to deal with the consequences of those mistakes. But you can still love, and you can still be loved, and you can still find God in that.
yes, absolutely. And I thank you. Ruth, that was excellent. One of the things that's really important for believers is to believe us. And when we aren't real, they can't believe the God in us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when you show them or let them hear what you've been through, their response would probably be, "You really went through that?" And we can say, "Yes." Well, honey, if he brought you out,
That's right.
Yeah.
the same for me.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think that's the greatest message that we could ever have for
Absolutely. Absolutely.
others.
So tell us about your writing journey from the time you started writing. What did that look like? Because now, some people are like, oh, I sat down and wrote it, 3 months later. It took me a year to do this. I had it published in a year. What did your journey look like?
Well, the original document was actually written in 2008. Half of it, portions of it, the beginning, and it sat for years. What year did we talk? So that for years. But I did every now and then I would maybe scribble or write a little bit. So my writing journey sat, and for that novel, one of the things that I have learned about myself is I do journal when I am sad. When I'm sad or grieving, then I journal a lot or I type a lot. And then after a while, it goes to the side. So my writing journal is put it down, pick it up, put it down again, pick it up 2 years later. That is like my style. And were it not for, our little friend Victoria, it would probably still be sitting on the shelf. Because I had moved on and moved away from that time. But all of a sudden, there was something in my heart that said, I wonder what she will think of chapter 1. And that's what started the journey.
Yeah.
Wonder what she would think. What kind of feedback would I get? Especially since it's fiction, life with a splash of fiction. You never know what people are going to feel.
Right.
I have people saying things to me like, "You're kidding me, right? I'm not buying that." And I'm like, "Okay, that's fine."
Not for you. Not for you.
Not for you.
How rude is that? But I've had it too, though.
Right.
Had it too. I know you're an author, but I'm not buying it. Oh, okay.
So we move on. And I believe that the writing experience for me, every time I sat and wrote, was a purposeful part of the evangelistic person that I am.
I can see that.
I think it really speaks for my calling. And I'm just grateful. And I won't stop writing. Someone said to me, all of this came out of a laptop. I said, all of this came out of my heart.
Yeah.
From the heart. So, you want to see it now?
Yeah.
Got it?
Ready?
at that baby. And she thick too now. She thick. She not pamphlet. She got a little pamphlet.
Yeah, and when you look at them, don't you just want to fall in love?
Yeah.
So who would be opposed to that?
Yeah. Right. Oh, look at that. Oh, she a nice size book. Yes.
And you want me to just, kind of do like this?
Yeah, look.
Yeah,
Look.
see.
A model in the book. Very good. All right.
Love it, love it, love it.
See, and the thing is, I don't think you're feeling anything that we haven't felt already. I think that there is every author out there, the first time they hold their book, first time they see their book, it's just like, wow, no words, just I need, it's real.
It's
It's
real.
real.
It's
Mhm.
real.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I only got to read a small passage of it yesterday. But there was this silence. Just silence. What does that mean? I'm very happy. Thank you all so much. You have been there every step of the way. And I have to tell you this. Someone said to me, my phone never stopped ringing when I got home. I'm like, I got to go to sleep eventually, But someone said to me, they love you.
Oh,
Those
yes, we
few
do.
women love
We
you.
do.
We
Sure.
do.
They really love you. And I'm like, yeah.
It's genuine.
And I love them. So
Mm.
Oh.
Yeah, and I have to say, as much as and this is not to brag, but I am bragging because I am the publisher on that book. And it was at times, being a mom, there are times that you're just, and even going through the pregnancy process, I don't know that everyone's been through that, but it's just, you have your good days and you have your days where you just want to stay in bed and your head is, other days where your head is in the toilet. And I'm not saying that our journey together was that, but there were ups and there were downs. And to see that book, to work with you, to coach you through, it was it was a joy, and you hold that book and you get to that point yesterday and you're just like, you forget. You forget all the down days that you had. You forget every time you had to go throw up. You forget every stomach ache you had. It just there was no, to see your baby finally
yeah,
come,
yeah.
that was just amazing to me. I've published over 30, 40 books now, and it's just that joy I share with the author every time, and the fact that I love your story.
Yep.
I'm just a fan.
You
So,
know,
we love it.
I could not have said it better, and I was thinking about it. I would think about this book in my sleep. I know,
Mhm,
because you want to talk about the next scene, and especially when I
mhm.
would get the feedback, and I'm like, how am I going to do that?
Yep.
Mhm.
And then I'd go to sleep and go, God, how am I going to do that? And then sometimes I would actually have a dream about the next chapter.
Wow.
Get up the next day and
Mhm,
take notes.
Mhm.
And
mhm.
and then when I would turn in that chapter, you guys were like, oh yeah, that's what we want. I thought about you the way I thought about my dissertation.
Mhm.
Oh, wow.
I'm not gonna say
In
anything
what
bad.
way?
I'm gonna say, oh.
They are doctors, and they were doctors before I became Dr.
Mhm.
Obie. All they wanted to do was guide me to that place.
Right.
So that I became Dr. Obie. I felt like all you wanted to do was guide me through this process
Mhm.
so that when someone read the book, they wouldn't put it down,
Mhm.
that they would actually keep reading. And that's what I held on to as we moved through my little Adria and Bryson's challenges in life and all of the things that they had to deal with. I held on to that. So thank you so much.
You're welcome.
We want to welcome
It was a
uh,
pleasure.
David Mitchell. Wanted to call him out and welcome him. Thank you for joining us and joining this very special evening we're having here with Dr. Obie. Thank you for coming into Authors Up tonight.
Mhm. Mhm. All right. So, Andrea, it's your turn. What
I,
you got for
uh,
us?
gee, Dr. Paula Obie. It's been a joy. The journey has definitely been a joy. And what I loved was the reaction to the book that you wrote, which is not something that we always get an opportunity to see. Sometimes when we have authors on, Ruth will ask them, what has been the response to your book? What's been the reception
Mhm.
for your book? But to listen to people talk about your book, the way that you did your early marketing in having interviews with people who had read it and how they felt about it and
Mhm.
different parts of it was just so, it was just a joy to hear that, because whenever you write, you never really know. You know how you want it to impact other people or touch other people, or what you would like for them to get from it.
Right.
Uh, Sometimes you do, and sometimes you don't, and sometimes you get responses that just send you to the moon, and other times you get the kinds of responses that you make you want to say other things and go other places.
Yeah.
But be that as it may, yesterday to listen to people be able to say how it touched them, how it brought them to tears in some cases, how they really were engrossed in the story, in Adrian's story, was just
Mhm.
a joy, just a joy. Were you expecting what you got on that level?
I am in total shock. Okay. I'm
That's
just
normal.
going to be totally, I am in total shock. When these eyes like say that, I am in total shock. So now I'm embracing the fact that being in shock is okay,
Mm-hmm.
because part of that is
Absolutely.
what led me to be obedient.
Yep.
But for someone to be able to connect the words to their life, yeah,
Yeah.
that shocks me. But that also tells me that maybe I'm on the right path.
Mhm.
Maybe it's okay for us to talk about some things,
Mm-hmm.
in a way that touches someone's life. What a concept. Oh, okay. Maybe that's a new concept. I like that. I just feel like the timing was just impeccable.
Mhm.
And that was all God.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was just all God. How many writing contests have you done?
This was our first one.
One.
Mm-hmm.
Whew.
First one.
One.
And really, to we all have our own journeys, in terms of the things that we have written. My work tends to be collections, the collective
Mm-hmm.
kinds of works, and Victoria's have been birthed out of her blog, and Ruth is just the romantic of the group. She writes wonderful romance novels, and just she's an excellent writer as well as an excellent
Yes.
publisher. But you never quite know when it's time for it to be released, as much as you want it to be released, and as much as you want to have it in your hands and all. There is some stress attached to that, and there is some
Absolutely.
anxiety attached to that, that says, is this really going to be what I want it to be? Is it really going to do what I want it to do? Am I gonna feel as good after that first sale as I did when I was putting all this together, waiting for it to come from the publisher?
Mhm.
Tell us about some of those emotions and feelings
And
that you have
anxiety.
gone
Oh
through
yeah,
with.
yeah. There was continuous anxiety. Every time we would meet, I'd go, I'm hoping I'm doing this correctly. But I was kind of glad I was having anxiety, because I didn't want to pretend that I knew what I was doing.
Thank
How
you.
some people are so very, sure. And I'm like, nope, nope, we're going to listen. What I really felt more than anything was, at times, are you going to be able to finish it
Mm-hmm.
the
Mhm.
way it needs to be finished? I write a lot, had a lot of details. Are you going to be able to get to the point so that people can feel what you're feeling.
Mhm.
I wanted them to feel when there was someone was crying, when I
Mhm.
cried.
Mhm.
I wanted them. So just getting rid of that anxiety and that voice that says, that voice that
Mhm.
says, nobody's gonna buy this book.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nah,
Yeah.
nobody cares about that. Who cares about that? And you have to get through that. It's real. And
Mhm.
keep writing.
Mhm.
So I experience every emotion. I'm so glad I did. Then I would meet with my coaches, and you all would just steer me in the right direction. I think it's an awesome. I don't know how many people have coaches, but I would suggest that they hire one, or maybe three. I think I got through the process because of the different type of styles and the conversations from the
Mm-hmm.
coaches.
Mhm. No,
Mhm.
well, we thank you for that, 'cause it was our joy. Our joy. Victoria?
Well, I just yesterday at your book signing, I didn't want to say anything because I knew I might cry. That's number one. And because it was your day, and I did not want
Mhm.
to take away from that. But I do feel that I was remiss in giving God the glory after watching you do that
Mm-hmm.
there, because your book signing was all about giving God the glory, and I have to give God glory for
Mhm.
His divine connections, His divine timings. Who knew that when you walked into Durham Public Schools and I spoke to you
Yeah.
in my Victoria way,
Mhm.
and then we had another conversation about me being an author, and then you said to me your chapter, and I encouraged you to send it into the contest. Who just knew that all those things, but God knew it. God knew it, and I am just humbled. I'm truly humbled to even be a part of that process. To know that God is using me in such a way to touch others' lives, and I
Mhm.
think I speak for my co-host in that too. That He has used us to touch your life in an unforgettable way, in a way that is just we sort of birth you in this book, and to watch your progress from day one to now is such a joy. And I tell you, as soon as I walked into the book signing, just the tears, I was like, oh my gosh, oh God, you did this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not us, but God did it. And
Yeah.
so that's it. That's my takeaway. To God be the glory for the things that He's done through us, through Authors Up, and now what He's going to do for others through your book is already evident. Because one person there yesterday said when they read the book for the first time, they saw themselves. That is an author's, that's just an author's dream, to
Dream.
know that your words have touched someone and they make that connection. Your words have connected, because that still humbles me when somebody says, I read something that you wrote and that just blessed me.
Mhm.
It's just like a thrill to know
Mhm.
that God is still using me like that. And so I'm just going to continue to give Him all the glory, because that's what it's about for us. And I'm
Mhm.
just so happy for you, truly, truly happy for you. And I have to ask, do you have another one in the works? Do we have an Adria part two?
Of course. You
Of
know they're
course.
gonna get into trouble. That they're gonna need some help. Don't we get into trouble and need help?
Yep.
Amen.
Yes, we do. But it's like it's something's been unleashed.
Yeah.
Um, it's like when you tell God yes,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
you can't tell Him not, and you can't just say, "Oh, I'm sorry, excuse me, I was kidding." I would suggest that you just continue to tell Him yes. You're a
Mm-hmm.
Christian shell, and you love to read, and you love literacy and write.
Right.
What's
Yep.
That's great. That's just great. And those words, because I've read all your words, have touched my life in the last 3 years. And
Yeah.
I gave you the steps, 49 steps, and then 49 more steps
Mm-hmm.
to my obedience, to this book.
Amen. Amen.
I'm in awe of God, and I will say that forever. And if it, we had continued about 5 more minutes, we probably would have turned that room into like a sanctuary.
Come on now. Come on. Come on. It was right there. It was right
It
there.
was very close.
Right there.
But
Beautiful.
to
It was
know
just
that you three existed for a part in my life so that Adria
Mhm.
could find herself, find her voice, and find her husband
Mhm.
along the way. That's a testimony for a lot of people.
Mhm.
yes.
That's a
It is.
goal for a lot of people.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
So you have to get the book. Oh, I'm sorry. That's
Look.
She was coming with that one.
You know it was coming. Get the book, everybody. Get the book. Tell us where we can find it and tell everybody where they can get in touch with you if they would like to.
Yes,
well, I know it's on Amazon. I know it's on Barnes and Noble, and there are other places, but I haven't memorized those yet. So I'll need some help from my coach.
Get
You,
the
I'm on Facebook at Dr. Paula Obie. You can follow me on Facebook. We're actually going to be having some more conversations now that the book's been published with some of those folks that want to just talk about how it impacts their
Awesome.
lives.
Awesome.
So I've invited them to come on. We're going to have some more Zoom and conversations, and we're going to have some real talk, particularly about rejection.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about it from a different type of just an avenue angle.
Mhm.
And I just think that's going to be really good because Christians get rejected,
Oh yeah.
Yep.
and nobody wants to talk about it.
No.
Right.
Well, why do you think that nobody wants to talk about it? I don't know, but let's talk about it
Because it hurts. It hurts.
because it hurts.
Yes.
Wow. Wow. Well,
Mhm.
Miss Paula,
Yes.
Dr. Paula, Paula Y, Paula O, all of
whole list.
all of the above. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. As I had said a couple of days ago or in previous conversations, all we knew was concept to completion. All we knew is that there was a writer out there who had a story to tell, and we were going to help them complete that process. All of us read every entry. We read everything that people sent to us. We read through all of them and consistently came back to your manuscript to say there is a story here,
Yep.
and we can help this story to be told. So we are as elated as you are, probably, uh, with what has transpired and what has happened. And if do you have a final comment or a final word that you would give to a writer out there who may have something on the shelf that they want to birth? Do you have some words of encouragement or advice for them?
Don't stop writing and send an email to authorsup@gmail.com. And
Way to go, girl. Way to go.
because if you want to move to that next level, you need their expertise and encouragement and their prayers. You need them to help birth that baby because that's what it takes. It takes help. Because if it's been sitting there for a while, or if it's in your heart and you're fearful, you need someone to help you then move past that fear. So what is it? Authorsup@gmail.com?
You got
You
it.
got it.
You got it right. You got it right. Thank you again for being with us. Thank you,
most
listeners, for tuning in, those on Facebook and those on our other platforms. We welcome you and thank you as well for being with us. You never know. Lean on the Lord. And we don't mind saying it. We're
Yeah.
not ashamed to tell you
Yeah.
that God guides this programming and he puts everything together, and we are as grateful to him as we can possibly be for all that he's done and all that he is doing. We look forward to seeing more manuscripts. We look forward to hearing from more of you out there with the journaling challenge that we have put before you. It has been a great, great weekend to be able to celebrate with Dr. Obie and the release of her new book. We got a lot of things coming up, a lot of things going on, but one thing for sure, we will be right back here next Sunday evening at 7 p.m. We have a wonderful book, a very different book
Mhm.
from what we've had before. We have co-writers, and for them to tell us about their journey is going to be particularly interesting. So we want you to come back next week and be with us. And whether you're a writer or not, we got a little something for everybody. Everybody.
Right.
Everybody.
So please come back and join us. Ruth or Victoria, do either of you have any closing comments to make tonight?
No.
Usually I would say email us at authorsup@gmail.com,
But
but
that's been taken care of.
that's been taken care of. So
Get the book. Get the book.
Well, well, that's it for us tonight, everybody. Again, thank you for joining, and come on back next Sunday night. Relax with us and hear our other two authors in the book that they have that they are bringing to us for us to explore with you. So make it a great night. Have a wonderful, wonderful week, and we will see you back here, hopefully, on Sunday evening at 7 p.m. for another edition of Authors Up. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Great.